food.
For our food.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Amen. I'm excited. I don't know how this is going to come out today, but God is going to give it the way He give it, like He always does. And this is going to be exciting. We've been talking about for the last 2 or 3 weeks. What we've been talking about?
My mind tricked on me.
Y'all got to say that together. Y'all sound like a choir that don't know how to sing. What we been talking about?
Oh man, homie, my mind's playing tricks on me.
Yeah. Bushy Bill and them, right? We ain't talking about them, but we've been talking about the mind all together. You understand? The mind all together. We've been talking about how you have more control over your mind than you think.
Amen.
Amen. That's what we've been in that vein right there. If you've been here each week, you've heard something different and you've experienced more about yourself than you ever would have. Amen. Amen. Our thought processes, a lot of stuff is starting to change. The Word of God says, so a man thinketh, so is he. So in other words, if you think it and you think it and you stay on it enough, eventually that will manifest in your spirit and people will start seeing it. Amen. So on the first one, I need to do a little recap real quick. We talked about, what did we talk about? I know y'all don't remember because y'all ain't asked about it. It's all good, but y'all got to good memory though, right? No. Well, we talked about a bunch of stuff. That's what somebody did. It was a whole lot. It was a whole lot. Just pick one.
What are you talking about? Thursday?
Anytime.
How what's your mind?
Yeah, that was Thursday.
See.
We talked about the temple of God.
Yeah.
We talked about that being that the temple of God is your body. Right? So therefore, we can't, when we do things from the temple, which means this is the church. Yeah. This here is the church. So when we cuss somebody out, we're cussing somebody out from the church. When we're fornicating in the church. When we get high, we're getting high in the church. This is not the church. This is the church. Oh, somebody already thinking like, yeah, no, for real. Yeah. I ain't saying this in the Word.
Yes,
it's in the Word. And so we got to think about the different things we're doing. We even got so far when we talked on Thursday night, and I hate some of y'all that missed it because it was God, He gave it to me the way He gave it to me, and He will not give it to me that way today. But the way He gave it, we talked about talking dirty. Some of y'all minds instantly went into some crazy stuff. But no, we talked about talking dirty, basically saying that this is dirt. This right here is dirt. And when God breathed the breath of life inside of a man, He breathed His spirit. So that if a man was not alive, the dirt was not alive until God put the spirit in him. Amen. You understand? But we also talked about how dirt is needed in order for seeds to grow. Yeah. Amen. Does that make sense? Yeah. So therefore, what's on the inside of you is a seed. What God has placed in you is a seed. And so therefore, He needs this dirt right here in order to grow. Why? Because there's fertilizer in the dirt. Yeah. The Word of God is the fertilizer. Yeah. So therefore, what's on the inside needs to be able to crucify this on the outside in order for it to become what it needs to become. Yeah. Does that make sense? It was a little bit deeper than that. We talked about seeds, and so we even got one, and I got to plug this on, and this is where we're going to get some breakthrough financially. God showed us. He said, I only require 10%. Yes. But the 90%, I really don't have much to say about. I just require the 10. Yeah. But then He says, I still pay attention to what you do with the 90. Yeah. Good. And you wonder why your financial breakthrough won't come through on the 10% when you're planting more seed in the world. Where you think the fruit coming from? Wherever you plant the most seed, that's where you will get the most fruit. Yeah. Oh. Okay, but then He also showed me this in regards to our seeds. He said, every dollar you get is a seed. Yes, Lord. Why? Because when you give it, you get something back. If you go to McDonald's, you get that and you get something back. Right? So every dollar you get is a seed. And He told me, He said, now we're thanking God for our money. How many of us thank God for our money? And you believe that God is the giver of your money, right? You believe that. But then we take the same money God gave us and we take it to the strip club. Or we go get alcohol with it. Uh-oh. Y'all got quiet right there. I ain't walking your street yet. Okay, or we buy a hotel room for somebody that we ain't.
Oh, my.
Okay. This is the money that we just thank God for, and we just planted it into a field that is against His will.
Yeah.
Or we spend it on horror movies, something that produces the seed of fear. That's the money. That's God's money. You just thank God for that money, but you just planted it into the devil's vineyard. So that's why the fruit of that which you planted is over your blessed fruit. You're paying a lot for the world, but I'm going to give God just what, right here, just this little bit. I don't even tithe. I'm just going whatever I can afford. And you wonder why you're crying all the time. You wonder why you're broke all the time. You wonder why you're depressed all the time. Well, Pastor, why am I depressed? Well, you know, you're around a bunch of depressed people, and you also let some of those people borrow your money. So therefore, you planted a seed into a person that's depressed. And every seed finds their father or their mother. Every seed, every young person that grew up without their daddy or their mother, if they are adopted, when they come of age, they want to know who is my daddy, who's my mama. Where did I come from? So every seed you plant, it will find you. Because you are the giver. Whether that's good or bad. So I choose to plant good seed. Oh, hallelujah. Why? So surely goodness and mercy will follow me. That means it's looking for me. Is it that seed looking for me? I ain't running from my hey, here I am. I your daddy. I's the pappy. I planted that one. That's me right there. Come on in here. Yes, I planted that seed. But then we also got to think in this vein right here when the word of God says that giving shall be given in good measure. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. You hear a lot of churches use it around offering time. Right? But the Bible don't say what to give. So you give hate. Give and it shall be given in good measure. Pressed down, you give lust. Give and it shall be given in good measure. Pressed down. Whatever you give is coming back to you. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. You're going to give an attitude and you wonder why your kids roll their eyes at you. What didn't you roll your eyes at your boss? Didn't you cuss the man out on the highway? Oh, see, when your eyes begin to be open spiritually, everything matters. Everything that you say matters because you know that words are seeds. Words are seeds. They take root and they grow. They take root and they grow. Now, dealing with the mind. Today, repeat after me. Tricks are for kids.
Tricks are for kids.
So it's over. Game over. Why? Because devil, you have been exposed. The mind was playing tricks on me. And I realized that tricks are for kids. And somebody say, I'm a grown man, dog. I'm a grown woman, baby. I can't keep getting fooled by these childish tricks. I'm going to show you something. Childish tricks, that stuff that tricked you up when you were a kid. Still dealing with stuff from your past and still trying to figure out how can you get through it. Baby, you grown now. You ought to know how to act as an adult. That's why Paul said when I was a child, I thought as a child. I spake as a child. But now that I'm grown, I put away childish things. You understand? So now we learn that tricks are for kids. And I got a whole bunch of scriptures for you. Whole bunch of them. I may not preach into all of them, but you sure need to write them down. Or put them in your phone. Make a little record to yourself. Something. Remember Romans 8 and 5. Romans 12 and 2. 1 Corinthians 2:16. Here's one of my favorite. Isaiah 26 and 3. Somebody find Isaiah 26 and 3 for me. 2 Corinthians 10 and 5. Philippians 4 and 8. 1 Corinthians 13 and 11. And here's the shouting one right here to where God showed me something. The book of Mark, chapter number 15, verse number 22. 15 and 22. So Isaiah 26 and 3 says what?
Thou will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee because he trusted thee.
He said he will keep you in perfect peace.
Yeah.
If your mind is stayed on him. That's a hard one to do. When you got all kind of hell breaking loose around you, it's hard to keep your mind focused on God. But he says, I will keep you in perfect peace if you keep your mind on me. In other words, don't pay attention to what's in front of you. Don't worry about what's going on around you. And the word perfect does not mean that there's nothing wrong with it. The word perfect means it's finished. You get that? It means it's finished. It means it's over, it's done with. It may have flaws to somebody else, but it's a done deal. It's work, it's over, it's done. He will keep you in perfect peace, in finished peace. In other words, nothing else can touch it. It can't be repaired because it's perfect the way that it is. And peace is not just laying at home with nothing to do. That ain't peace. That's just bored. Real peace is when all hell is breaking loose around you.
Yeah.
But yet still, you can say, God got me.
Right. Yeah.
See, I got a couple people.
Yeah.
You just sung about a sunny day.
Yeah.
You understand? But you know that the day is coming. So that's what gives you the peace to say, you know what, Lord, if you allowed me to go through it, you had to ordain it, you had to say it was okay. And when you get that in your spirit, then you will understand what perfect peace is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, dealing with the mind and the body. The mind and the body. I don't mean to go, Joel Osteen on y'all today, but y'all know I ain't gonna run up, hoop, and holler and let the Lord just give it to me that way. Now, the mind is the place where life takes place. This is Grand Central Station for everything. And we've been dealing with this for the last couple of weeks on how if we do not take control of this, what happens is the enemy he tries to control us through this. By what we watch. Remember that? By what we watch, by what we listen to. Why? Because these are gateways here. These are gateways here, these are gateways here. And I believe we said before that the eyes and the ears give the mind permission to create a thought.
Yeah.
What you allow in your eyes, what you allow in your ears, that gives the mind a permission to say, okay, now let's make a thought about it. Let's make a thought about it. And that's why he says, take every thought captive. Because he knows that there's going to be some thoughts that come into your mind that are not of God. Why? Because you're in a sinful world. And so when we open ourselves up to see certain things, help me Holy Ghost, when we see certain things and we get certain images in our mind, it's not a sin to have that, but it is a sin if you allow it to sit and root and fester in your spirit. Because once you allow it to root in your spirit, then it grows and gives fruit and it's out of control. You understand? Am I making sense to you? Now, so let's think about this. The mind is like what it say, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. Now, the mind is where reasoning takes place. It's where thinking takes place. It's where you figure out stuff. And it's where your emotions are penetrated through your mind. You can be mad if you want to, or you can be happy if you want to.
Right. That's right.
Did you know that? You can ask yourself, do I really want to be mad right now? And when you start growing like that to where you can control your emotions like that, you're doing some growing. Oh Lord, when somebody done something that the average person would have went off on, but you choose to stand back and say, you know what, do I want to be mad or don't I? Because understand, when you choose to be mad, you just gave over power to somebody else. Oh, hallelujah. When you blame other people for your shortcomings, oh God, here we go.